Those of you who have tried to organize even 5 people know this moment. Week 2. The night shift roster is posted, and someone, not the weakest, not the newest, often the one you trusted most, looks at the assignment board and says 3 words. That is not my job. Those 3 words weigh more than any threat outside the perimeter, because external threats unite a group. Internal refusal fractures it. And by the time you hear those words out loud, the fracture has been forming for days. We gave one role a name in the last video. One function, one person, one set of duties. And it works until it does not. Because assigning a role is not the same as anchoring it. The assignment creates a task. The anchoring creates ownership. And the distance between those two is where every group breaks. Not from scarcity, not from danger. From the moment someone decides that the structure they agreed to no longer applies to them. Here is what most leaders get wrong about this moment. They see a person refusing. They see attitude, laziness, selfishness. They respond to the person. Confrontation, guilt, exclusion. That response accelerates collapse, because the refusal is a symptom of a structural failure that happened before the role was ever spoken aloud. 3 failures make this moment inevitable. The first is scope without boundaries. The role was defined, handle water, but the edges were never drawn. How many hours? What authority the role carries and where that authority ends. Without boundaries, the role expands silently. The water person discovers they are expected to haul, filter, ration, and report. Nobody said the job was 4 hours, not 1. The refusal is not about water. It is about a role that grew until it consumed everything. The second is assignment without equity. Sanitation works as hard as security, but nobody thanks the sanitation lead at the evening meeting. When roles are assigned without the leader stating that every function has equal standing, resentment builds. The person who refuses is often the one who watched someone else get recognition for a lighter role. That is not pettiness. That is a governance signal that the system is unfair. The third is accountability without voice. The role has duties, oversight, consequences. But the person has no mechanism to say, this is not working without being labeled uncooperative. Accountability that flows one direction, leader to role holder, is not governance. It is extraction. And extraction produces refusal the way pressure produces fracture. Now the cascade. Day 1, 1 refusal. The leader absorbs it. Day 3, the person who got the reassignment now carries 2 roles. Day 6, someone else tests the same boundary. Day 9, 2 roles are vacant, covered by whoever is nearby, tracked by no one. Day 14, 3 people do the work of 8. The 5 who stepped back are not saboteurs. They watched the structure fail and made the rational decision to stop investing in it. The protection is not discipline. It is an assignment protocol built on 4 steps that most leaders skip because they feel slow. First, define boundaries before you name the person. Hours, tasks, authority limits. Written on the board, not said once at a meeting. Second, assign with visible equity. Stand in front of the group and say what each role demands. Sanitation is 4 hours of physical work. Night watch is sleep deprivation. The moment you rank roles by importance, you build the crack that splits the group. Third, build voice into the structure. Every role holder gets 5 minutes at the weekly meeting to report what is not working. Not complaints, structural reports. This is information flowing upward, so the system can adapt before someone walks away. Fourth, treat refusal as diagnosis. When someone says those 3 words, the leader who laughed does not ask what is wrong with you. The leader asks what is wrong with the role. Was the scope clear? Was the load fair? Did this person have a way to flag the problem before it became refusal? We named a role. We built its anatomy. Today we saw what happens when the assignment does not hold, not because people are weak, but because systems without boundaries, equity, and voice produce refusal as reliably as gravity produces falling. The person who said those three words was not the failure. The leader who assigned the role without anchoring it was. That distinction, blaming a person versus diagnosing a structure, is the difference between a circle that fractures on week 2 and one that tightens and holds. We know the problem now. What we have not asked is whether someone solved it before us. They did, about 3,000 years before us, and they did not call it survival. They called it a legion. A man survives. A circle holds.